So again, I'm using this PowerPoint no presentation. This was created by Ma'am Desiree Jane Arvillino. So I was just using her PowerPoint to this discussion. Because for this day, we are now in Module 4 and it's all about the coordinate geometry. So sa kini na module kay naatay um, 5 ka lessons and we'll start with lesson 1. And lesson 1 is all about the distance formula. So again, now we will be having our speed test number 1. So all you have to do is to answer it on your notebook. No, so dili ni siya recorded ha. So answeran lang ninyo just sa inyong mga notebook. I'll be giving you a specific period of time. Okay, as quick as you can. So this is more of like a mental math. Sige, so I'll be giving you 5 minutes to answer this. So the directions is give the difference in each pair of integers. Okay, we have 1 to 5 and your time starts now. Answer lang sa notebook. So 11:12 dapat mag-enta by 11:17.
Or number two, check, ikaw naman siya ako pabasa ng schedule. If you are being observed, chances are you will
Sige. So again, question number 1. What is the distance between Emilio's house and Gabriela's house? How about the distance between their teacher's house and Gabriela's house? So, pwede rin kaya punta mo answer, ani, no? So, what is the distance between Emilio's house and Gabriela's house? How about the distance between their teacher's house and Gabriela's house? Okay, for question number 2. Use line segments to connect the points representing the houses of Emilio, E, their teacher, and Gabriela. So, sa may ato ma-form kung ato sila i-connect. Saan man yun ato sila pag-connect. So, Emilio's house to their teacher's house, dire. Isipan na lang na siya, na straight line na siya ha. And teacher to Gabriela's house, dire. Isipan na lang gihapon na straight line ta. And then Gabriela to Emilio's house. So, unsa man na triangle ang ato na form? What triangle is being formed in this koan? Manang idyo to bagon. What kind of triangle is formed? Next. Okay. Number 3. Give the coordinates of points E, T, and G. Give the coordinates of point E, T, and G. Later, ato na siya pang-answeran. Number 4. Using the coordinates, how do you determine the horizontal distance from E to G or G to E and the vertical distance from T to G or G to T? And the last question is, number 5, use the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between the teacher's house and Emilio's house. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let's check, no? Okay, for number 1, no, what is the distance between Emilio's house and Gabriela's house? And then, how about the distance between their teacher's house and Gabriela's house? So, sugod ta sa kalayuon sa house ni Emilio padulong sa kang Gabriela. So, naata diri kining kanang line nga pahigda, that is our x-axis or the horizontal line. Okay, now ang ato kuan kining line na to pataas, that is the y-axis or the vertical line. So, kung magsugod ta mo bilang ra ta kung pila ang distance gikan ni Emilio padong sa kang Gabriela. So, if you will have to identify this as 1, 2, and 3. So, there is the distance is 3 units from Emilio to Gabriela's house and vice versa. Now, the distance between the teacher's house and Gabriela's house kay ato ra gyapong bilangon. Haman ang ka Gabriela's house dili ta magsugod sa 1. So, mama ni ka Gabriela's house padulong sa ijang teacher na house. So, if you will have to count 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, there are 4 units no na distance sa kang Gabriela na house to their teacher's house. So, that is the correct answer. Now, for number 2, noon sa man na triangle ang na-form. So, this triangle is called a right triangle. Anong right triangle man? Kaya naman tayo ma-form diri na right angle. And when we say right angle, the angle that is being formed is 90 degrees. So, kung natay right angle, so naatay Pythagorean theorem nga magamit. This is the hypotenuse. This is the longer legs and the shorter legs. So this is a right triangle. For number 3, give the coordinates of points E, T, and G. So, unsa man ang mga coordinates? So, mag-start jud ta sa kining sa ubos. So, si E is si Emilio. So, naatay, kung tanaw na to diri, kung sa ija suko, this is 1. Kung diri, this is also 1. So, ang ato coordinates kay 1, 1. Now, for sa T, mao na ang ilang teacher's house. So, tanaw na to ang coordinates no sa T. So, unsa man, isa na to ikaw si 4, kini siya is 4. And then, si 5, isa na to ikuha, dire. 5. So, that is why we have the coordinates 4 and 5. Now, for Gabriela's house, no, or sa coordinates ni G. So same ra na 4 kay diri man, so 4 gihapon, and diri padung diri, that is 1. So we have ang ato coordinates for G is 4 and 1. Nasabtan na ni. Okay, next. Number 4. Using the coordinates, how do you determine the horizontal distance from E to G or G to E? Magsugod ta. Yung sa man nato pag-determine the horizontal distance. Kung may ta horizontal, kanang pahigda. No. So, yun sa man nato siya pag-determine, di ba? Sa E to G or G to E, same ra na siya. So, ang ato gihimo kay, gi-minus lang nato siya. 4 minus 1 or 1 minus 4. Pero we will be using the absolute value. If you can still recall na kung may tag-absolute value, no? Kung absolute value si siya, wala tay answer na negative. Kay kung mag-isgot ay tag-distance, naday negative na distance. No, naday, pwede day maingon na ang kalayoon sa bayay nila Gabriela to Emilio kay negative 5. Pwede di ay. So wala tay negative na distance. That's why we will use the absolute value. It's either 1 minus 4 or 4 minus 1, and the answer to that is equal to 3. So mo na ang ato distance na 3. Now, for the horizontal or vertical distance from T to G, from Gabriela's house to the teacher's house and vice versa, we will be using still the absolute value and ato lang sila i-minus. Unsa man ni 5 maning diri no sa teacher. Ang sa kang Gabriela kay 1. It's either 1 minus 5 or 5 minus 1. And the answer is 4 ni ang sa pikas kay negative 4. But since naman tay absolute value, so kining si negative 4, mahimo lang na siya og positive 4 ra gihapon. So, the distance is 4. Okay. For number 5, using the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between the teacher's house and Emilio's house. So, again, atong pangitaon. Okay. So, this is Emilio's house, this is the teacher's house, and this is Gabriela's house. So, pila gani itong ato distance from Emilio's house to Gabriela's house? Pila ni? This is 3 units. Na, sorry. Basta kay mo na 3 na. So, okay, sa teacher's house to Gabriela's house, that is what? 4 units ni si Ja. Ang pangutana kay pila man ang distance sa teacher's house padulong sa kang Emilio na house. Mo na siya ang pangutana. So since this is a Pythagorean theorem, kay rectangle man si Ja, no, kung ma-recall na to tong ato discussion sa grade 9 ta, nag-isgot ta ang Pythagorean theorem. And ang formula sa Pythagorean theorem kay that is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So kini siya, no, pwede ni nato siya gamiton. So again, this is 3 here, this is 4 here. So atong pangitaon ang kini distance. Dili nato siya pwede nga na raw, uy 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units sa gihapon, ma'am. Dili siya pwede. So atong gamiton ang Pythagorean theorem kay ngani Pythagorean theorem kay we are looking for the distance naman. Okay na kung straight line para sa kining T to G. No, kay pwede na nito bilangon ang units. So we will be using this. And the formula kay si C mo ni ang ato hypotenuse. Okay, mo ni si C. Si A kay mao ni si dire. Si shorter legs. Si B kay mao ni si longer legs, T to G. So kung ato ni siya tan-awon, si C is just equal to ET. Sakto, ET. Mao ni siya ET. Pero kay naman tay squared, si C alisdan nato na og ET. Again, ET. Si A alisdan nato na siya og EG. Kini E to G squared. Si B alisdan nato na siya T to G squared or G to T squared. So ato pangitaon si ET ang distance ni ET. So, again, so since EG is equal to 3, so natay 3 squared, and GT is equal to 4, so we have 4 squared. So 3 times 3, that's 9. 4 times 4, that's 16. Add them, we have 25. So since naman tay ET to the power of 2, so para makancel si 2, ato square ni sila. Both sides. Square both sides. Then matanggal si squared, ang nabilin si ET, and the square root of 25 is equal to 5. So we can say that the distance of the teacher's house to Emilio's house is 5 units. Okay. Okay, now we will proceed to our discussion for this day. So this is in learning competency number 27. So we will have to derive the distance formula. So we have three objectives here. First is to derive the distance formula. Second, to find the distance between a pair of points on the coordinate plane. C, appreciate how the distance formula facilitates finding solutions to real life problems. So the distance formula. Okay, so replace the coordinates of E. So we still have the same E, T, and G. So ato alisdan ang coordinates ni E ng x sub 1, y sub 1, coordinates ni T ng x sub 2, y sub 2, and coordinates ni G ng x sub 2, y sub 1. So the horizontal distance from E to G is the same as the distance from G to E. Okay? Kaduha, similarly, the vertical distance from T to G is the same as the distance from G to E. So same ra, T to G and G to T parihar ang answer. E to G and G to E parihar na gyapon ang answer. Therefore, the distance between these points is the absolute value of the difference of their x coordinates horizontal or the y coordinates vertical. Okay, so we have it here. So this is the absolute value of x sub 1 minus x sub 2, or the absolute value of x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Parihara ang answer na makam up nato. For TG, the absolute value of y sub 2 minus y sub 1, or the absolute value of y sub 1 minus y sub 2. So, again, parihara ng ila answer. And then, nakakam up na ng formula that the distance from E to T is just equal to x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. And then, para matangtang si square na to diri, no, we have square root of, this is actually our formula. ET is equal to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So if we are tasked to find for the distance of a particular thing, especially in the coordinates, we will just be using this formula. So pwede ni nato alisdan ni ET, butangan na lang na nato siya distance, ha? Para magsabot na distance is equal to square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So we'll have an example here. Okay. So find the distance between the points E and T. So natay coordinates na 1, 1, 4, and 5. So this is our x sub 1. Kini siya x sub 1, kini siya x sub y sub 1. Kini x sub 2, kini y sub 2. Okay, substitute the corresponding values of x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, and y sub 2 in the distance formula. Then solve. So we have here ET is equal to, ato x sub 2 is 4. So atong alisdan diri minus ang ato x sub 1 is 1 squared plus our y sub 2 is 5 minus our y sub 1 is 1 squared. So 4 minus 1, that's 3. 5 minus 1, that's 4 squared. 3 times 3, that's 9. 4 times 4, that's 16. 9 plus 16, that's 25. The square root of 25, that is 5. So we have the distance between the points E and T is equal to 5. Okay, example number 2. Example number 2. The Philippines is known for more than 7,107 islands. Many tourists love traveling by boat from island to island or island hopping. Find the shortest distance between the two given islands in the map beside. So, nata dire island, no? Island 1, we have negative 3 and 1. Island 2 is positive 2 and negative 1. So, how do we find for their distance? No? So, again, we will be using this as our x sub 1 and y sub 1. X sub 2 and y sub 2. So, gamit ang formula, D is equal to square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Okay. So, our x sub 2 is 2 minus the negative of 3. So, kung natay negative, don't forget to put parentheses para malahi ang minus sa negative. And then square. And then y sub 2 is negative 1 minus the positive 1 squared. So this is negative 2 minus the negative of 3. The answer is positive 5. Negative 1 minus 1. The answer is negative 2. And 5 squared is 25. Negative 2 squared, that's 4. So 25 plus 4, the answer is square root of 29. So 29 is not a perfect square. So pwede rata 29 lang ato. Square root of 29. So the distance between the two islands is square root of 29 units. Okay. So this will serve as your assignment to. So group work lang ni siya. Mangita ra mo ang inyong mga kagrupo 5 per group. Again, 5 members per group. Oh no, let's say 4 members na lang. 4 members kada grupo, no? Again, 4 to 5 members ang kada group. It's either 4, pwede sa 5. And then you will have to answer these two questions here. Natay duha ka pangutana, send lang ni nako siya sa GC. Again, send lang ni na GC, send ni nako sa Flare. This will serve as your assignment. So ang duha ka ang mga grupo kay magtinabangay sila pag-answer, pero maghimo silang ilang kaugalingon na papel. No, pwede ra mo magtinabangay, isa ra ka papel ito gamiton in pangsulat lang ang inyong mga pangalan, pero no, sa katuna papel pang sulat ang inyong mga pangalan. Pwede ra isara ang mag-submit. No? Again, isara ang mag-submit sa Flare, pero naka-indicate na sa papel na naamo ang mga pangalan. Ano lang himuon ha? Sige. Send rin ako sa Flare. Okay, so we also have here, no, mga mga distance na kinahanglan nato pangitaon between the following pairs of points. So, we have here 5, negative 1, and 5, 7. The answer to this is 8 units. For number 2, the answer is square root of 2. So, kamo na lang ang mag-identify kung mag-solve, no? Kung iunsa ni siya pagkuha. Kay na naman tayo formula, you just have to apply this, no? Basta kay, the answer to number 2 is square root of 2. Sa number 3, that's 5. Sa number 4, that's square root of 26. And sa number 5, that's square root of 74. Same formula ang ato gamitin. And that's it. Mao lang na siya for this day sa ato discussion.